enough for me to take a look around. I met a girl, we've been hanging out. She's been good for me. But when we're making love, she don't take me there like you used to. And it hurts when I love, baby. Help me understand how to push you out, forget you, and let you go. 'Cause Lord knows I'm trying, yeah, but sometimes I cry. Baby, I've been hurting for a long, long time. Yes, it hurt me. Sometimes I cry. Ain't nothing working for this pain of mine. Hey, loves. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. All right, let me explain. So, Anchor has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. How easy is that? When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple, Podcast, and more, okay? It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started, okay? I'm going to say this one more time. Download the Anchor app or go to Anchor, that's ANCHOR.FM to get started. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in to Life Coaching with Ty. I am Coach T, and as you heard, sometimes I cry, okay? So, this wasn't even supposed to be a thing, but I feel like it needs to be a thing, so we're gonna make it a thing, okay? So here's the thing. All right, I'm done playing. But sometimes I cry. I know a lot of people who don't like to cry. I know a lot of people who don't cry often, and that's not good. That's not healthy. Reasons being is because I feel like those type of people are the ones who are the easiest to get pushed to their limits and to snap or explode if things get too crazy. But of course, as long as you have an outlet, okay, as long as you have an outlet to vent or to release your anger, because people do different things. People work out, people smoke, people might drink, people might people do different things to cope, okay. But I just want to say that crying is a healthy coping mechanism, okay? It doesn't cause you to get consumed by anything, any substances. It's just natural, okay? It allows you to feel your emotions. It allows you to address your emotions. It allows you to acknowledge your emotions. And I can't speak for y'all, but after I cry, I feel good. Like, I could be looking ugly, face wet, eyes red, but once I'm done, it's like I'm done. It's like, okay, that's it. So what's next? And for me, that works. So, yeah, I cry. I actually cry a lot. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm mad. I cry when I'm sad. I even cry when I'm excited sometimes. So yeah, kind of weird, but yeah, in all those instances, I definitely cry. But hey, that's me. That's my business. Okay. I don't come off as emotional, but I can be very emotional when I want to be. All right. So cry if you need to. Um, there's no need to be prideful. We got tears for a reason. Like I'm not saying that God gave us tears for us to cry, but crying takes a load off your shoulders sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody feel me right now. Somebody is like, you know what? I feel you. And I feel you too. All right. So, let's go ahead and jump into what today's episode is actually about. Okay, so yes, sometimes I cry, but I mean, this is just me trying to incorporate that song with what I'm ready to talk about. But what sometimes I cry due to verbal and physical abuse. Okay, because that's the topic. We're gonna get a little touchy today. The topic is verbal and physical abuse. Let's talk about it. After I take a sip of water. Alright, so I don't know if you guys follow me on TikTok or not, but that's like the only thing that I've been faithful to as far as posting content, I'll say. So I began telling some stories, and this is where this stems from. So I'm able to elaborate, go into a little bit more detail, talk about some other instances as well, because yeah, that was just a little razzle dazzle. So let's hop on into it. Okay, so the first story that I want to go into was, all right. So when I was 7 or 8 years old, I used to live in this apartment complex, and I ain't gonna say it's weird, but everybody just got along. Like in our section of the building, from upstairs to downstairs, like everybody really just got along. And of course, I mean that's a good thing, but I'm saying that because I don't see too much of this anymore. So that's why I'm pointing it out. Like let's just say the distractions is real, okay? So take 100. Let's continue. It's like, no, it's really not take 100, but feel like it. Anyways, like I said, everybody was close, and I don't see a lot of that these days. So, if you do experience living in a community where you all look out for each other, you all get along, vibe, it's like a little family almost. You should be grateful for that. All right, so in this complex, my room was connected to my neighbor's son's room, so I could pretty much hear, anything that was going on. All right, and so even though I was like 7 or 8, like what triggered me about the arguments that this guy and his baby mama was having and the fights that they were having is that when I was 4, I experienced something traumatic and similar then, and by this time, I was just fed up with it, and I was sad, hearing what I was hearing. I had my own emotions behind it, and I also knew that it wasn't healthy. Like at that age, I knew that was not healthy, and that it's not where she needed to be, and that is not where he needed to be. So, um, what happened? I seen her with a busted lip. I seen her with a black eye. I seen her get choked. I also seen her provoke him. I also seen her start some arguments and start some fights. Um, just pointing out that they both had faults that I was able to witness at that young age. And I only witnessed it because I don't know, like I was just a little different. So I was just aware, and I think my biggest fear was him killing her or her killing him, because it could go either way when you keep bothering somebody, drive somebody crazy, just take them to that point where they black out and boom, bam, boom. And so I just was trying to, you know, save a life. But my point is, after hearing so much of that and seeing it, I went next door, knocked on the door, and asked, could I talk to them? And so surprisingly, they let me in, and I asked them could I talk to them, and I told them what I wanted to talk to them about. And when I went in there, the dude, he was like laughing, like he found it funny, but he was willing to hear me out. And the girl, she looked more concerned and embarrassed, but she was willing to hear me out as well. So I sat them down on the bed, and I was standing up talking to him, and I was just like letting him know, like, first I let them know what I was hearing and then what I done seen, and then I also let them know where they both was wrong at. Like, I talked to him, let him know where he was wrong. He was shaking his head, yeah, agreeing or whatever, or apologizing. And then I did the same with her. And then I made them both apologize to each other. And I mean, they promised not to do it no more, but it didn't fully stop, but it was progress made. You get what I'm saying? Like, it made them sit down and think, like, this little girl listening to us, and this is how she feel, from us doing this. And you know what I'm saying, like, she gotta grow, just it just makes you think it's bigger than you. And then the fact that they had a child in this world, so it's already bigger than them, and they not even noticing that at the moment. So yes, I sat them down, I talked to them because it was stressing me out. And I mean, hey, they're not together today. They separated shortly after that. They probably smashed here and there, but they stayed separated. And I think that was for the best, because if you seen what I saw, yeah. All right, so here's what's ironic, okay? So what's ironic is, I didn't even piggyback and tell the other story, but we just gonna hop on to what's ironic, okay? And this is what's ironic. All right, so after all that, what I seen, okay, I'll piggyback a little bit so it can make sense. All right, so boom, what I was saying was when I was 4, I stayed in a townhouse connected to my grandpa, and long story short, he used to be on his girlfriend, and she ain't even really do nothing. Like, she wasn't even provoking it. She was just getting beat and didn't know why she was getting beat, and just, that was traumatic. That was sad. Like, and it wasn't just like it. I didn't hear her through my room. You could hear her through the house. Like, it didn't matter where you were when they got into it. Like, you could hear it, and all you heard was her crying, or or her apologizing, saying she's sorry for something she ain't done, or her asking, what did I do? Why are you doing this? And just crying, and just sad, really sad. And ooh, I am getting over being sick, so excuse me. But like, it was so crazy because, like, people used to, like, mock her, or they used to want me to mock her like it was funny. Um, Yet I don't remember anybody going to my grandpa and saying, like, yo, stop putting your hands on that woman, or just nobody defending her. And don't get me wrong, it's up to her. She need to defend herself too, meaning leave, because why are you there if you know how it's coming? You get what I'm saying? So I mean, it was fault there, but that didn't make it right. And so, yeah, all right, I was about to go into something else, so now let's piggyback on topic, because we're gonna talk about verbal and physical abuse. Okay, so now here is what was ironic. What was ironic was, this is my second time saying it, but even after, like, seeing all that coming up and trying to fix that, I still ended up in my own little situation. And toxic at its finest, like, very toxic. Like, I don't know, like, this could probably be a whole episode type of toxic. Like, seriously. So I was with this dude that, sheesh, I don't know. Like, I don't want to talk too much because I know, like, now people is listening from, some everywhere. And, I want to, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. All right, but long story short, the relationship was toxic. He had his issues. I had some issues of my own too. But at first, I wasn't really the problem. I became a problem once I realized, once I just got help on game. But at first I wasn't a problem. But then I showed that I could be a problem. But okay, that don't make it right. And just listen, hear me out. Um, I hope y'all laughing too. But all right, now the time is gonna go out, so I don't want to like get deep off into the story because it's gonna cut off, and then I'm gonna get mad. So let's just stop it. Okay, so like with this toxic relationship, when I say we fought, like that was red flag number one because I don't know, it really got to a point where I thought that shit. I ain't gonna. Ooh, I don't even cuss on here, but y'all, I don't know. If I'm doing these reflective stories, y'all gonna have to bear with me, cause yeah. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, okay. So that was the first flag. Like us fist fighting. Like I said, it got to a point where I ain't gonna say I thought it was okay, but I guess you could say I thought it was okay. And so, in reference to the women that I witnessed, like coming up, like I partially know why at least one of them stayed longer than they should. Okay, and the reason why I say that because for my situation, like years later, after reevaluating everything, I realized that I wasn't in love. I thought I was in love, but I was not in love. I was literally digmatized. Yeah, that's the word. All right, cause like I don't know. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't know. I do know. So that was like the first. That was the first person that gave me a real, orgasm. You could say, and it was different. Okay, because everybody was not doing it. Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. Like when you experience it for the first time, it's like, oh, that ain't how it was. That last time. But yeah, okay. Long story short, being young, experiencing it, got caught up into it or whatever. So, literally, like that was the good part about the relationship. It's not funny. It's really not. But looking back, like that, and I met some great people um, through that relationship that I wouldn't take back. But other than that, absolutely not. Okay. So like I said, we used to fist fight over nothing, over something. Like I don't know, bro had problems sometimes. And like yeah, definitely had problems. Okay. So I've been stabbed by that person. That person stabbed me in my freaking forearm with my own knife, y'all. With my own knife. And the messed up part about that is that he stabbed me when we weren't even together. Like, I shouldn't have even been able to get stabbed because, like, we were nothing. At that point, he was just delusional. Like, he lost his shits. Like he found out some information and he came and found me, and it's really not funny. Like it's sad, but I don't know why I find this amusing. But he found me or whatever, and we got in the car and we not arguing. I'm looking at, like, I'm actually calm and he's just irate, like, just going off. And I actually was gonna stab him first. And that is not okay to say. Like, okay, this is, y'all gotta understand, this is a long time ago, and this is just how things was then. Like, me telling these stories will help you see my transformation and the places where I've grown from. I mean, because you won't really know unless I tell you. So, yes, I was going to stab him first. But at the time, ready to go out. Okay, let me see. All right, I was going to stab him first, but what happened? I don't know. Something happened to where it distracted me. And I put my knife down. I don't know what distracted me, but when I put that knife down, yo, he grabbed it so fast, and he wasn't, like, he was trying to threaten me, honestly, like, and that's what's so stupid about him and the whole relationship, because he wasn't even trying to stab me for real. He stabbed me on accident. I was gonna stab him for real. All right, y'all. I'm okay. I'm about to record the rest. Just hold on. But okay, so yeah, he stabbed me on accident and he was scared. Okay, like, y'all. In a way, I have to laugh at my own pain. Like, it's nothing funny about it, but I have to laugh because, like, it really should have been like video, like it was some movie type stuff. So he stabbed me. At this point, I'm flabbergasted because I'm like, this just stabbed me. And so, like, my arm leaking, like, I don't even feel the wound. I just feel like it getting wet, like, and like it was a deep stab. Like, the mark's still there and everything. But long story short, blood gushing out and stuff. So he panicking. He only was scared because he thought he was going to jail. But I really shoulda let the nigga went to jail. Shoulda went to the hospital. Shoulda put his, but nah, but I couldn't. I mean, I ain't gonna say I couldn't. I just didn't. I didn't. We may or may not talk about why I didn't. But it's really not funny. But yeah. So at this point, he realized he stabbed me. He dropped the knife. He like, oh my God, you okay? What you gonna do? Like, I'm trying not to laugh because what do you mean? What am I gonna do, nigga? I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is just explicit, yeah, episode. But I'm just like, what do you mean? What am I gonna do? So I'm like, take me to the hospital. He told my son, he would not take me to the hospital. He said, no, just come to my house. Yo, yo. We is really arguing. We not even at my house. We not even at his house. We at his friend house outside in the parking lot. This is where this is going down. Okay. So, he like, no, come to my house. I'll make sure you're alright. Don't go to the hospital. He was like, it's gonna be okay. And like, it's not funny. Like, I'ma fix it and all this like stuff, right? So my dumb self don't go to the hospital. Well, back it up. I ain't slow or whatever. I got like a medical background, like CNA, phlebotomy, stuff like that. Then did that. So I mean, I had enough sense to wrap it up, keep pressure on it. Knew it wasn't that deep. You know what I'm saying? As long as I could stop the bleeding, I knew it wasn't that serious. All right. So boom, bam, boom. My dumb self still went to his house or whatever. So we get there, finally get the bleeding under control. My dumb self have sex with him. Yup, I did. And then that very day, okay, I'm gonna tell this story. Then we gonna wrap this up, and then we gonna get some beneficial talk from this. But that same day, I don't know. I made a Snapchat video and I recorded. I didn't even put him in it, but it was like his room. So if you've been in his room, then you knew where I was at. So this girl that I did a high speed chase with, on with him and her and us down Riverside Drive. She like made like a subliminal Snapchat post But it was confirming what she denied when I was trying to get her, when I was chasing her, okay? And, like, yeah, that's how toxic that was. Like, my mind was gone for a little bit, because it was good. But that was it. That was it. I mean, at one point in time, we had a decent, like, friendship, decent bond. Like, be real comfortable with each other, but that was it. All right. So I say all this to say that if you can relate to anything that I just said, please grow from it. Please learn from it. Please change from it. Please, like, just keep going. Bypass. Don't collect $200. Just keep going, cause that's not how love's supposed to be, and that's not love. You probably digmatized like I was digmatized, and it's okay, cause we learn from our mistakes. We live and we learn. Okay, but yeah, so that's just a brief little snippet. On a serious matter, if you are dealing with somebody and all you do is fight, all you do is argue, all you do is get threatened, all you do is get put down, all you do is get misled, all you do is get disappointed, all you do is cry, you know what I'm saying? Like, if those are the vibes, then you need to keep it real with yourself. Um, because the problem may just be the biggest problem may be that you have issues being by yourself. And that is a problem, because you can't be by yourself to the point to where you got to tolerate disrespect all the time. That's not okay. That's not normal. Okay. And even to me, this is conversations I had with myself. Cause, how did I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, how did I get myself out of that situation I was in? Well, when when my papa died, I had the opportunity to leave town, so I left town. I left my apartment. My lease went up. I had a house full of furniture. I sold everything for little to nothing, and I left. I ain't stayed gone long, but I stayed gone long enough to leave that connection where it was, and to move past it, get over it, move on to better things. And so I will say that was the first and last relationship where I dealt with that type of stuff. So for me, it really was, well, as of now, it was a one time thing. After that, the people I attracted wasn't really disrespectful at all. Mm-mm. And then I came across some people who definitely caused me to grow up and be mature, because the way I handled things with that dude, I definitely couldn't handle things with, you know, the other dude. So it was like, okay, so this person isn't bothering you, or this person doesn't do this, so you need to check your tone while you're talking to this person, or you need to check how, you know what I'm saying, because you know what I'm saying. When you're in toxic situations, you develop toxic tendencies, which is going to come natural to you, like a defense mechanism, even if you're not being offended. So yeah, I had to allow me to reintroduce myself. I had to check myself, in order to make things work with other relationships, well, with mature relationships, let's say it like that. So yes, prayers to anyone who is experiencing verbal and physical abuse. I pray that you get out of that. I pray that you renew your mindset. I pray that you renew your energy, renew your mind, renew your love, renew your thought process. Just ask God to remove anything away from you that is not positively serving you. Okay? And speak affirmations over your life, because You are strong. You are fearless. You can leave. You don't need nobody. You just need you. All right? Now, love and light to all. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. It's definitely different. Let me know how you like it. We can bring more vibes like this. Get to know the different sides of me, I guess. But thank you for tuning in.